Greetings. Welcome to the Journal of a Kemetic People. The reason why we're doing this is a discussion forum about can African Americans apply for refugee status. Now, when you hear the word African and refugee, you can understand that. But once you add that American hyphen, you're like, whoa, how can there be such a thing as an African American refugee? But the thing is that that's exactly what me and my family applied for when we went to Canada. So, yes, I think that's better. So, we traveled there around May last year, and we filed in July, and
why was she talking about?
I'm sorry? The reason why we filed our case in the first place is because we were facing persecution in the U.S. because we're African descent, African American, and then on top of that, Muslim and African American. So we would have won our refugee case if we were not U.S. citizens. Just our nationality itself puts us on a different tier because they have like a two-tier system. One for non-DCO, DCO means designated country of origin, and the other tier for DCO, refugee claimants. Designated country of origin is a system where they have like these designated countries that are considered safe. And it overshadows, or rather suffocates, people that are facing persecution in those so-called safe countries. I mean, since when have African Americans ever been safe in America anyway? That's like the question. So, the kind of persecution that we're facing in the United States was such that it was so much more than what even the average person understands or even knows what's happening to them, because they have technology that can violate a person at their foundational core, that it is a crime against humanity. It's neuroscience. Behavior modification. They use electromagnetic frequencies or electromagnetic stimulation to manipulate a person's brainwaves to get them to act or think in a certain way or even read their thoughts. And they can use it also as an instrument of torture to torture that person internally using direct energy weapons. I'm sorry. Huh? I've been remiss in formally introducing myself. My name is Rebecca Ayers. I'm a student, a senior student at the University of Hawaii, and my family here are actually in Hawaii now, at least some of them. Most of them are in the mainland, and I'm majoring in political science because I wanted to understand this issue that my family was experiencing. So, also this is my mom, and Miss Benicia Ayers.
Hello. Yes, my name is Benicia Ayers, and I am the mother of Rebecca and Anthony Ayers. I also have other children, All these things conspired when my husband Robert Timothy Ayers died. It was a very wrongful death. What happened to my husband? They had the U.S. He worked for he was 4 years in the U.S. Navy, and he with an honorable discharge. He also worked for the Federal Post Office for more than, I think, 13, if not 15 years. So that's almost 19 or 20 years of his life, and he died at the young age of 37 years old. My husband was in perfect health as far as I knew, except for when he had a lump at the top of his head. And he told me in the past he had a Dr. Lowy had the tumor removed before at the top of his head. Apparently it was benign at that time. It was many years ago. And it grew back. And now, so it happened the second time, and it seemed to be causing problems for him. You know, he'd get up in the middle of the night, and he won't remember where he is. He'll think that he'd sleepwalk, basically. And he'd be out into the middle. It's a good thing we lived in a cul-de-sac at the time, because he would go out the front door, out into the neighborhood. He said he has to go pick up the children, but it was like 2 o'clock a.m. in the morning, so he was sleepwalking, obviously. So then I would go outside, run after him, and tell him to please. I was like, Robbie, no, it's 2 a.m. in the morning, and you don't need to go pick the children up. The children are asleep in bed. He said, oh, okay, I understand. And then he'd wake up, and he'd come back into the house and go to sleep. But as you see, that was dangerous. And I was wondering, why is this happening to my husband? My husband's very intelligent. My husband skipped 2 grades when he was in high school, between elementary school and high school. So my husband was very articulate and very smart. And there was just no reason for him. But he went to the doctor to find out what was wrong. And why does he keep going back? And Dr. Lowe at that time told him that there is a microchip in his head. And the microchip is because of the, what's it called?
It's a thermoplastic. My brother, he's good at explaining the scientific aspect of what a microchip is and how it works in a human body. So briefly, he will explain. His name is Anthony.
Hi, I'm Anthony Ayers Hagins. And so, on the subject of microchips, it's something that a very controversial issue here in the United States, where it's been primarily developed. And so the thing, the question is, like, how does it stay in place? Because we know it can be inserted to the body various ways, whether through injection or consumption. But how does it stay in one place? Well, the way that is done is through a thing called the anti-migration cap, or the bio bond, as it is called by Verichip. And that anti-migration cap is a thermal plastic, and so normally the body is able to try to get rid of something like that by covering it with antibodies and through inflammation, so it stays in place, and so that it can stay in place and then destroy it. But because this is a specialized plastic, it cannot get rid of it, but it can surround it, because it's triggering the immune system, and in that way it stays in place. It's using the body's natural reaction to keep it in place, and that's how